Hey everyone, this is Gabriel Santos from gfsantos.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about the difference between ending an addiction versus quitting an action. Throughout the video I'm going to share with you my journey with marijuana addiction, how I was able to end the addiction cycle and now have created a new way to use weed, one in which serves me. To give you a little background on me and marijuana addiction, I started smoking weed after high school, and before that I was really a really proud, drug-free person. I identified as drug-free, and when I finally used weed, I realized that weed wasn't bad. However, there still were some subconscious beliefs I had about weed and what happens to people who use it. Anyways, that's not really important. And so at first, it was a very awesome, new thing for me, but, within the first year, within the first couple months, without any rules and regulations, I was smoking almost every day. And it got to the point where I was more down to be high than I was to not be high. And what was behind all of that for me was a lack of confidence and really solid foundational security, emotional security and spiritual security for myself. And so what ended up happening was I used weed to feel a sense of security, and in that way weed really served me, and I'm very grateful for weed for that. However, without a real sense of internal security and confidence and needing weed for it, you can imagine I had to do it all the time because I didn't want to feel insecure. I didn't want to feel anxious. And so because I was doing it all the time now, my chemical imbalance was massive, and being high all the time for a lot of people, it just doesn't really lead to living and creating the results that we want. Okay? And so when things really were going south, I recognized the fact that we need to do something about this. And unfortunately, the logical correlation that people make between weed addiction and their lives is that in order for their lives to be better, they need to quit forever. And because a person has a long history and archive of evidence that says we have no sense of control and we can't do this, of course quitting forever seems like the necessary step to do. And so I'm here to very honestly and authentically share with you that for a lot of you out there who do experience addiction with marijuana, or at the very least dependency, that quitting is not actually what you want. It's not. And that rather than spending your time focusing on quitting and making yourself wrong for liking weed, ask yourself, what life do I really want? What life do I really want? Career-wise, money-wise, relationship-wise, and weed-wise. What kind of relationship do you want to have to weed? And how do you want to have it serve you? Okay. In terms of ending the addiction cycle, what really made the difference for me was owning the fact that I liked weed, that I like weed. I love weed. I like getting stoned. I love being high. It's awesome. It's so awesome, okay? Now, the issue is that, for a lot of us, the way that we use weed is it serves us, but we serve it more than it serves us. And it becomes the center of our life. Our budget is based around it. Our time is based around it. Who we hang out with is based around it. And, when you're addicted to weed, you have the experience of living a lifestyle that you don't really want to live, and yet you keep doing it anyways. And weed is like the crux of all of that, in your mind. And so I encourage you to own the fact that you like weed and share with people that you love being stoned. You love it. You absolutely love it. It serves you some kind of purpose. If it didn't, then you wouldn't do it no more. Okay, it would be easy to quit. It would cause you more pain than it does pleasure. Okay. Now, in terms of the difference between ending an addiction and quitting an action, is that you quit an action because it just doesn't serve you any purpose. So ask yourself, does weed serve you a purpose? Do you want it to serve you a purpose? And do yourself a favor and don't make yourself wrong, and don't make weed wrong for how your life goes. Millions of people smoke weed, and half of those people don't experience an issue with it, okay? The only reason you experience an issue with it is because you're not taking personal responsibility for how weed is affecting your life, all right? And instead of making yourself wrong and weed wrong and saying you need to quit for the rest of your life, ask yourself, what kind of life do you really want? And then pursue that. And then as a byproduct, the way that you use weed will also change, because when you're going after something you really want in life, and really shoot for the stars, guys. Like, how much money, what kind of career, where do you want to travel, what kind of relationship, what kind of family, what kind of body, what kind of health. And you'll soon see that what you really wanted this whole time is to go and live and create the life that you really want. Create the results you want. Create the level of fulfillment you want. When weed becomes everything in one's life, it's so empty. It's so empty, and your happiness only comes from the 2 hours that you get stoned. And for the rest of the time in your life, you hate it. Create a life such that you love your life so much that smoking and getting high is like, yes, it's good, but it's not nearly as good as how much you love your whole life. And what's great is you can actually choose to use weed in the way you want it, in a way that serves you. You can 100% do that. Just because you have a history of smoking weed in a way that doesn't serve you, and you experience this automated, like, almost enslavement to weed in the past, that doesn't mean you can't recreate and choose a new path. I promise you, I've done it. I do it, okay? And so if you really want to quit, then just quit. Like, stop this whole madness. Take 100% responsibility for the life you're living, okay? And what that means is no longer being a victim to your thoughts and your emotions and the cravings. I'm sorry. It's BS. It's BS, okay? And you have to start calling yourself on your BS. You've lost your sense of personal power, or maybe you've never even connected to it before. The reality is that you can create whatever life you want, and that's on you, including weed. And so the reason why you're at this place where you're addicted and your life isn't the way you want it to be is because of the decisions you made. That was all you. When those cravings and thoughts came to mind, there was a part of you that knew that you probably shouldn't do it. And there was a moment of saying yes or no. And you said yes. That was you. You're the one that said yes. It was you. All the times you said you weren't going to smoke and said and did anyways, that was you. And so moving forward, in the same way, in those moments when you said you wouldn't smoke weed and you don't, and you powerfully choose to redirect your focus and create the life you want, that'll be you too. It's all you. All right? So you don't need to look for more answers. You already know. Okay? I'm giving you personal permission to like weed and enjoy it, and to choose how you want to do it. And you have to stick to it. That's the thing. And what you're gonna face, most likely, is this tug and pull between your old identity of being an addict and this new identity of, I choose what I want to do with my life. I'm the one that gets to say. Okay? And so there's going to be this identity clash. Okay? But trust. You got this, okay? Seek support from people who understand your situation and support you and will hold you accountable if you feel like you can't hold yourself accountable. And if you're not comfortable, using someone in your life because maybe they don't understand, maybe you don't want them to judge you, reach out to me, okay? For the first, couple people that reach out to me and really want to alter their life in terms of this subject and this, marijuana dependency and stuff like that, reach out to me in the comments or via email, and really, ask me to be someone to support you. And for the first, couple to 5 people that ask me, like, I'll do this completely free because it's out of my sincere desire for you to have the life that you really want and to really get that you're not a slave to weed and that you can choose when you want to do it powerfully, okay? And once, if and when, more and more people start to come to me for this kind of support, because I am a life coach, guys. I've been through this whole journey personally with overcoming weed addiction and creating, not just with weed how I want to use it, but with my whole life. My whole life right now is about just what do I want and just going after it, okay? That's what's been missing for you, I can imagine, for some of you. And so as time goes on and more people, want to use me as their own personal coach or support system for creating the life they want, I'm gonna start charging prices. But until then, utilize me, reach out to me, and live the damn life you deserve. All right. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. If you would like to see more content from me, watch my other videos. If you want to be alerted on when the next video is coming out or is out, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. And if you want even more content, please visit I encourage you to visit my website, gfsantos.com. I post a blog post every day, and they're usually about personal development, life tips, how to break free and break through from your, personal, internal blocks. All right. Anyways, guys, thanks again. This is Gabriel Santos. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.